Okay, good morning, everyone. Such a great pleasure to be with the young ones. Thank you for coming. Professor Turcialo, thank you so much for putting this together. You're masterminding two events at the same time. I would like also to recognize some of my colleagues and friends, the Ambassador of North Macedonia, Jill Magare, of course you know her, the Ambassador of Hungary, the Ambassador of Spain, the Ambassador of Albania, the Ambassador of Slovakia, and of course, so we are coming here as a North Atlantic Council. What is the North Atlantic Council? It's the governing body of NATO, and we say with great pride that our organization is the most successful alliance in human history. I'm coming from Romania, and when I was a very young Romanian, dreaming and working professionally and politically to get my country into NATO EU, I've never dreamt that one day I will be at the top of this alliance. So this is also for you, my young friends, an encouragement to believe in the destiny of your nation, in the fact that if you really want something hard and you work hard for that, results do come in life. Never lose trust in yourself and in your country, as complicated as it might be. And I think our presence here is just an encouragement for all of you, of course, for your political leaders, disencouraging divisive rhetoric and secessionist issues, but also encouraging you, especially you, the young ones, our young friends, to believe in yourselves, believe in your country, believe in our region. I'm coming from this region because one day I know you'll be part of our great family, be the European Union. We strongly encourage a good decision in March. And if you decide that your place is also with us, open door policy works. As the recent accession into NATO, Finland, and hopefully soon Sweden is a proof that NATO is still a very attractive proposition for many nations in Europe. Professor Turcialo mentioning something of empirical evidence. I can tell you something from the reality of the newcomers into NATO. From the first three countries that joined NATO after the fall of communism in 25 years ago already, Poland, Czech Republic, and Hungary. All ambassadors are here. And then we had, 5 years later, 20 years ago, 7 countries, the Baltic countries, all three, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia. And then we continued with Slovenia, and then we continued with Albania, and then we continued with North Macedonia, then we continued with Montenegro. Many of them, Albania, of course, I mentioned, many of you have your immediate neighbors. I'm not saying that in Romania things are perfect. They're far from being perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect society. But empirically speaking, Professor Turcialo, since we joined NATO and the EU, the GDP of my country quadrupled. And the city of Bucharest today, at purchasing power, so relative prices, is as rich as Berlin or Vienna. It can be done. If the people of your nation and people of my nation and people across this great alliance of ours really want to go in that direction, because between security and prosperity there is a direct link. NATO represents the bedrock of who we are. No peace, and I'm telling you, in this country and this region, when the memories of war is so still recent, there's no peace and security, there's no prosperity. There's no democracy, there's no nothing. So this is what NATO is all about. So I'm here to say that, and also our Secretary General, Jens Stoltenberg, visited in last November here, said the same thing, that our partnership and our commitment to Bosnia and Herzegovina is strong and enduring, and that your security is our stability. Your security is our stability. And I want you to look at NATO, and of course European Union, through the lenses that we never had war on NATO soil in the last 70 years since our alliance has been created. Never, ever we had on NATO soil war. And that's in itself, for the history of our Europe, it's a remarkable achievement by itself. But of course, things are not that easy. We see activities, malign interference, that risk taking Bosnia and Herzegovina backwards. and challenging your sovereignty and territorial integrity. And yes, forces that are trying to derail your Euro-Atlantic path. We have seen secessionist, divisive rhetoric inside the country, and these are, I think, a difficult remembrance of a hateful and hurtful past. And when you say never, never again, war is such a terrible thing. Look at Ukraine, an innocent nation, just being attacked barbarically by Russia just because they wanted a different future, a different reality. They wanted to be part of what they wanted to be part, as a sovereign nation, to be part of the West. So please, look into the future. Try. I know it's not easy in your communities, in your specific backgrounds, in your families, in your memories. It's difficult to overcome. But try to put the past at rest and try to think into the future, because the future can and should be bright for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Progress and reconciliation, peace and security, democracy and fighting corruption, building integrity, these are part of a successful nation. And I know you all have all the ingredients to become a successful nation, part of the family you'll be choosing to belong to. Of course, we work very closely with the European Union. Between NATO and the European Union, there is a very intense partnership, I would call it. And we have 4 nations that are joint partners of NATO and the European Union. Your nation is one of those 4. Republic of Moldova is another one. And then we have, I think, Tunisia and Jordan on the southern part of Europe. So we work very closely with you for Althea. HQ Sarajevo is also here to help, and we are very proud of our women and men in uniform. We are helping in many, many concrete areas as NATO: defense planning, operational capability development, defense education, good governance, building integrity, scientific cooperation, women, peace and security, very important. And our practical cooperation on defense and security, where we are the best in the world. In our training academies are coming students and young officers and civilians dealing with national security from all over the world, because we are simply the best, as late Tina Turner would have said in her songs. We are really very good at that, and we are ready to lend our expertise to your institutions for, of course, as far and as much as your own country wishes to be part of this. And preserving peace for all, support your Euro-Atlantic path, and as I mentioned in the beginning, a European future that is worth striving for. The success of NATO and EU enlargements over the last 30 years is nothing short of remarkable. I encourage you, here in Sarajevo, in this place where there is, if you want, in a nutshell, in a small place, this is the whole history of Europe. Different ethnic groups, different religions, different memories of the past, always selective memories of the past, especially in this region. So in a way, making Bosnia and Herzegovina becoming a successful nation, part of the Euro-Atlantic family, it's in itself not only your success, but also a European success and a Euro-Atlantic success, because this is where I think there is so much memories, there's so much history, there's so much work to be done. So my dear young friends, we came here for you. I also founded in my country the Aspen Institute. Many of Bosnia and Herzegovina young leaders attended our leadership courses. Invest in yourselves, believe in yourselves, believe in the future of your nation, and really believe in Euro-Atlantic family of nations, because empirically speaking, Professor Tuccialo, thanking you again, life is much better on this side of history. And I encourage you to choose the right side of history, because you deserve that. We need you, and we are here to send a strong signal of encouragement from all our nations. And I look forward to be part of this conversation with you. So keep up the good work. There is a bright future ahead of you. Just believe in yourself, believe in the future of your nation. That's the message coming from us. Thank you so much. Enjoy.